Yu-Gi-Oh! Just solved capitalism.
Aye. Subscribe.
So what are we expecting to happen? Does a new healthy format slowly take shape with a clear trend and new meta strategies? Does Yu-Gi-Oh! As we know it just completely implode? Or do people still just kill themselves? This is Konami's normal and rare festival on Master Duel. Although, I recently attended locals in real life with only rares, so subscribe if you want to see how that went. Now, first things first, to take part, we need to build our deck. And it ain't gonna cost us nothing. It's great. So here's the thing, to complete the event, all you need to do is get 10,000 medals, which is essentially just 20 wins. Now, I could do my research, go on YouTube, search up top 5 best decks or best staples or decks to craft for the NR festival, and then just easily grind out 20 wins in the space of like 2 hours, but honestly, that is super fucking cringe. Konami haven't implemented any reason to actually metagame these formats or play them competitively because there's no like tournament feature or anything, so it's literally just a chance to have fun while you can. You don't need a good deck by any means to get there. Guarantee you can just play normal monsters and equip spells and still win quite often. You know what? Fuck it, I'll do it right now. So you can absolutely play an unoptimized dogshit deck and still do fine. There's literally nothing to worry about. Which brings me to my choice of decks, and that is Ancient Warriors. I was gonna play Battery Man, but Inferno Reckless Summon is a super rare, which kind of locked me out of doing the plays I wanted to. So we're going for the suboptimal Three Kingdoms Dynasty Warriors. So this is the Ancient Warrior deck list I have been using for the festival. It is by all means not the perfect list, not much thought went into this whatsoever, but at the same time it was performing so well in the festival that there was no real pressure to optimize it any further. But going quickly over the list here, we have 3 Zhugong, 1 Lu Jing, we have 2 Xiao Wen, 3 Zhuge Kong, 2 Zhang Yuan, 3 Guan Yun, and 2 Zhang Dai. We are missing quite a few of the actual good ones because they're higher rarity, but this is still very, very playable. We also have 2 Soul Taker, which does synergize with some of them because it destroys your opponent's cards, 2 Mage Power for attack power, 3 Visits is actually a rare. So we're obviously playing 3 copies of this. This is basically your searcher. 1 Boat and 1 Winds, triple Mystical Space Typhoon, triple Forbidden Chalice, double Canadia, double Dynamiscus, double Lost Wind, double Battle of Changban, or was that Defense of Changban, and then 1 Chivalrous Path. So you can easily go first or second. There's no like real game plan. I've been choosing to go second just because Guan Yu's such a beast, and it's probably worth synergizing it further with continuous spells and traps. So you could probably play like Fiendish Chain and stuff instead of like Lost Wind and whatnot. Either way, it still worked for me, so there was no reason to think about optimizing it. For the extra deck, we have 2 Diamond Crab King, never summoned this, 2 Super Quantum Mech Beast, never summoned this, 2 Malevolent Sin, absolutely amazing card, 1 Titanic Moth, I nearly summoned this at one point because Zhang Dai and Guan Yu are both level 7. And we also have the number 77, the 7 Sin, because games get drawn out quite a bit in this format. So being able to just attack twice with number 70 is actually enough to go up into number 77, and it happens a lot more often than you would think. 2 Gravity Controller, never summoned this. 2 Daruma Doll, this was only really used because it has some form of back row removal. We also have 1 Geonator Transverser, 1 Power Code Talker, and 1 Rugal. Literally didn't summon any of those. But yeah, I've been wanting to play Ancient Warriors in some form for a while now, just because I used to love Dynasty Warriors when I was a kid, and this was the perfect opportunity to do so. So here we are. I gotta say it, this format, the commons and rares only, is actually super fun so far. We're not a stranger to these kind of restrictions, but there's nothing too degenerate. Obviously a couple of decks are more functional than the rest, like Megalith for example, but otherwise, it seems like a very enjoyable back and forth. Anyway, here we have a wild game against infinitetracks. We are going second, and you'll see how wild it gets. They start off with heavy forward, searching for Anchor Drill, normal summon the Anchor Drill, and summon Red Gadget from the deck. Red Gadget gets a search for the Yellow Gadget. I think Gadget Control is very good right now as well. But an Anchor Drill effect making them both level 8, going into the Draglubion. I was worried about number 100 being a common or rare because I'm not sure what rarity that is. I think it is higher though. They summon out the Heart Earth Dragon, which can't be destroyed by battle, and we take the battle damage. They have 1 set, we MST it, it is a Dynamiscus. They chain it for no goddamn reason. Okay, idiot. Discard a card, I don't care. Discarding a green gadget. We follow that up by activating a boat and normal summoning Lu Jing. Set 1, We go to the end phase. Heart Earth Dragon has an effect in the end phase where you can detach one to banish all cards your opponent normal summoned, special summoned, or set this turn. With this hand, we absolutely need the Changban if we're going to want to actually be able to do anything, so to save our opponent just banishing it in the end phase, I kept the Chalice in hand to chain it to the effect. We would have lost out on an interruption if they didn't use it, but because they did use it, you know, negated, bitch, and they no longer have any materials under this thing, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Passing it to the opponent, we activate Changban, does activate the Dynamiscus, which I kind of forgot about. Doesn't really matter, it was going to get activated either way. Opponent still has Draglubion live here. Normal summon Silver Gadget, going to special summon Ruffian Railcar from hand. Activating the effect to burn for 500 is going to lock them out of their battle phase, so I think that was like a misplay. Going into the Malevolent Sin, they banish our monster, activate Draglubion, summoning out number C5. Gains 1000 attack for each material attached. At the end of the battle phase, you can pay half your life points and target 2 cards in any graveyard. Place one of them on top of the deck, and if you do, attach the other to this card as material. So every battle phase, you're basically having your life points to gain 1000 attack. Not 100% sure what that's really accomplishing, but sure, go off, King. Shame you activated Ruffian Railcar. In the end phase, they add a Bullet Train to hand and pass it back over to us. What do we draw? A Chivalrous Path. That does protect us from battle. Lu Jing comes back in the standby phase. Activate the boat to half the Malevolent Sin and gain the attack. Beat over the Malevolent Sin. We're golden. End of the battle phase, they activate number C5, half their life points, and equip one. We set Chivalrous Path and pass turn. Activating the Chivalrous Path, might as well. No reason not to, just in case our opponent like slaps a Kaiju on the field or something. They go into the battle phase, and we activate Changban. So, at the start of the battle phase, we can send it to the grave, and our opponent cannot target Ancient Warriors for attacks. So we're getting a free turn skip, essentially. However, in the end of the battle phase, they once again have their life points with number C5, going up to 3000 attack, and passing turn with the Dynamiscus in defense now, which is actually quite good for us. So we activate the boat, gain some attack, kill the number C5, so it no longer snowballs on attack, and pass turn. There's not a whole lot we can do. They get a Derek Rain to hand off of the Railcar, but we do have protection from battle with this thing, and we can summon from deck when they attack with Changban. They just go straight to the battle phase, attempt to attack into the Lu Jing. We activate the Changban and grave banish it to special from deck. They chain Book of Moon to flip our Lu Jing to face down defense position. We take the battle damage with battles involving Heart Earth, so this just does an additional 1300 damage by flipping it to defense. That's about it. But we got to think about what we're going to summon from deck here. We have Zhang Dei in hand, so we want to summon a non-water. We summon out Zhang Yuan, which is a beast of a card. We protect it from the Draglubion attack with the Chivalrous Path by sending that to grave. And now the tide is about to turn. We've been sitting on a 700 attack monster for like 3 turns now, and we're about to win the game. Maybe not this turn. Yeah, no, this turn. So activating Zhang Di, we can activate Lu Jing to pop the back row, which then triggers Zhang Yuan to pop the number 92, attack over the Draglubion with Zhang Di, over the Dynamiscus with Lu Jing, and that's Zhang Yuan for game. Yo, I'm totally pronouncing all these names wrong, but, you know, suck a dick. Okay, this game was really freaking cool. We're up against, I don't know if it's popular, I've seen it a few times though, it's like the Chaos Blackluster Soldier deck, and it's really freaking cool with things like Chaos Sorcerer and Beginning Night and all that. We're going second tier with Double Soul Taker and Chalice. Some very good go second cards. Our opponent normal summons Chaos Grepher, dumps Beginning Night and Evening Twilight Night, passes turn. Alright, there's not a whole lot we can do. Set 3, pass turn. We have like no defense here, essentially. Opponent sets 1, summons Dragon Duel by banishing both Beginning Night and Evening Twilight Night. These are both going to get a search for a ritual monster and a ritual spell. We chain Changban for no reason. So we're relying on our opponent not killing us. They add Super Soldier Synthesis and the Vanilla BLS. Like, when I seen this get added to hand, I was like, yo, no way. This is actually getting played. That's so sick. I love this card. Activating the effect of Evening Twilight Night, they banish Zhang Dei from hand. Activating Changban at the start of the battle phase, send it to grave. We take 7,500 damage. We have 500 life points left. How on earth are we going to come back from this? Drawing Mage Power, we still have little to no plays. So there's only one way we can survive. We're going to have to destroy all the big boys with Soul Taker. 500 life points to 10,000. In the end phase, Zhang Dei comes back. Alright. They just go straight to the battle phase, attempt to attack us for game with Chaos. Grapher we activate. Changban Engrave, summoning Zhang Yuan from the deck. Opponent activates Eternal Chaos, dumping Evening Twilight Night. Summons Chaos Sorcerer in main phase 2. Once again, banishing those 2 monsters. Getting a search there. Activating Chaos Sorcerer to banish Zhang Yuan. We, of course, chain the Chalice. Gonna negate that, and we have no battle phase to worry about, so we are going to live. Next up, they activate Chaos Grapher again. Dumping 2. Activating the Chaos Betrayer Engrave to summon itself, which is also going to banish a Soul Taker from our grave, doesn't matter. Activating Beginning Night, they're going to get another search for Chaos form this time. This is still fine. Over to us, we draw a Yugioh from hand, which is perfect. That is a water to go alongside our fire, allowing us to special summon Zhang Dei from hand. Activating Mage Power equipped to the Yugioh, we have 3 big beefy beaters. The momentum swing, dude. Zhang Dei beats over Chaos Grapher, triggering Zhang Yuan because they have a card that was destroyed. We can pop another one. Pop Chaos Sorcerer, beat over the Chaos Betrayer. 2600 direct. What the hell just happened? It went from us getting absolutely demolished to them getting absolutely demolished. Holy. Opponent sets 1, passes turn. And we draw into another Yugioh. Worried that this might be like a Storming Mirror Force or something, so normal summon the second Yugioh, go into the Firefighting Daruma Doll, pop both my Chalice and that back row. It was a Torrential Tribute. I don't know why they didn't activate it. Did they like have chain off or something? I don't know what happened, but they lost. I was actually in shock that we won that. Really cool fucking deck, though. I've seen so many cool decks at this point. I've played against Infernity, I've played against Magistus, but with this one, I genuinely thought I'd queued into the wrong ladder. And you're going to see why. So we are going first, and we see a really nice hand here. 3 Visits is always a good card. We're going to start by activating that. And then we're going to normal summon our Yugioh here, which is going to trigger 3 Visits. We can search any other Ancient Warriors. We add Zhang Yuan to hand. Then we activate Yugioh, send 3 Visits to grave to search any other Ancient Warrior spell or trap, which is also going to trigger the second effect 3 Visits, summoning Yugioh from the hand, and we set our 2 traps, and pass turn, activate Changban. Alright, what are we up against? Lightning Vortex is going to start them off, discarding Melfi Catty, dude. Lightning Vortex is so nostalgic, it's ridiculous. But we do have the spell or trap negate on Yugioh, sending Changban to the graveyard. So, so far, so good. Melfi's. They're going to activate Tri-Brigade Karas, discarding Nerval, and we're going to change over his path. We're up against Tri-Brigade Melfi. I was like, what the fuck? I could play this deck. What the hell? But where are they going with it? That's my question. So, Nerval is going to trigger getting a search, and we're going to get a token off of the Chivalrous Path, which is such a weird effect, but I guess it does kind of synergize with like Zhang Dei and stuff. Opponent's going to search for Fractal. Activating the Fractal, they dump a Kit. Kit is going to dump another Fractal here, activating the effect of Karas, banishing 1, 2, 3 for the RevzCards, normal summoning Melfi Catty, the overlay into number 64, Ronin Raccoon Sandayo, and get a token, giving them 2 4,800 bodies. That's pretty cool. That's pretty crazy. I like it. 1 back row as well here. So with the token, the attack into Yugioh, triggering Changban, we're going to summon Guan Yu from the deck. Yugioh dies, and RevzCards is going to shuffle it back into the grave to gain its attack buff back. We're going to activate Zhang Yuan on the attack declaration, which is going to protect all of our other Ancient Warriors from battle. So we now have a full squad. And double Soul Taker. So we activate the Soul Taker, pop the RevzCards, activate Zhang Yuan because a monster was destroyed, or a card was destroyed, we can pop another. And our opponent just scoops. Tri-Brigade Melfi, man. I did not expect to see that, of all decks. Then we have this game. This is going to be the last one. I could go on forever because this is so much fun. All these cool decks, man. DZ recently put up a video saying Vampires is a good deck in the NR Festival. And we are up against Vampires. Normal Summoning Samurai Skull, Dump Familiar, pass turn. And our hand isn't great here, honestly. We're going to set 3 plus the Lu Jing. 2,000 defense. They're not going to beat over that. We can't kill the Samurai Skull. We can't beat over a 1,700 beater. So they attack into the Lu Jing, take 300. Yep, fuck you. Attempt to pass turn. We activate Chivalrous Path. No reason not to. We top deck a second Jia Wen here. Normal summoning it, they activate Vampire Takeover, which is going to activate Vampire Kingdom from the deck and summon back the Vampire Familiar. Vampire Familiar is going to attempt to get a search on the summon. We're going to chain Chivalrous Path to get a token, and chain Chalice to negate the search. Honestly, I don't know what they search, but we're going to negate it. From here, we still can't kill the Samurai Skull, but we're going to activate Jiawen, sending Chivalrous Path to the grave to half those two, which is going to trigger Lu Jing, to pop the field spell, which is going to trigger Jiawen, to add back the Chivalrous Path. Then we overlay into Malevolent Sin. Beat over the Samurai Skull, we can finally get rid of it, and because the Vampire has 0 defense, we can attack over that with a token. Malevolent Sin goes up to rank 7, 2700 attack. We set Chivalrous Path, we still have Dynamiscus. Opponent, normal summon Zombie Master. We're going to activate Chivalrous Path on the normal summon, chain Dynamiscus before they get the chance to revive a monster. Discarding Winds there. We banish it. And they just pass turn. Alright, sick. We draw Lost Wind. Normal summon Jiawen, go to the battle phase. Swing for 2700, going up to rank 10 and 3000 attack. Swing with 11, swing with 5. Opponent's on 1350 life points. And we can actually rank up into the big Spidey, big-ass tarantula-looking thing. Number 77, the 7 Sins. And we set Lost Wind. Opponent activates Skull Conductor. Summoning another Skull Conductor. Zombie Master. Getting normal summon tier. Reviving Vampire Familiar. Paying 500 to get a search. We're going to chain Chivalrous Path. Grab ourselves another little token here. What do they search? They search for Vampire Retainer. Okay, very cool. Setting 1, they overlay into Heartland Draco. Now, I don't think this actually does anything. They attempt to attack into the token with Familiar. Don't know why. We protect it with Chivalrous Path, which triggers Jiawen. Because their monster was destroyed, we add back Winds. Then they activate Familiar in the grave to special summon itself by discarding the Retainer. We just win here. Yeah, so we just activate the 7 Sins, which is going to banish those 2 monsters. Attach 1, and attack for game. They chain Ring of Destruction. I guess that's just like suicide, but we're going to stop that anyway and still just swing in for 4k. Like, vampires, dude. I wish I seen what more it could do, but with an awkward hand, we do take the game with the big spider. So overall, really fun gameplay in this festival, but there are still a few things that I'm disappointed with. I was really hoping they would have learned their lesson after the Xyz festival, but no, there's still no actual reason to play these events outside of just earning a few thousand gems, which is cool and all, but that's still not an actual reason. Like, there should be a competitive incentive to actually metagaming these formats in the form of like tournaments or some kind of unique rewards. There's so many like possibilities with cosmetics, and they're just not doing it. I don't know, dude. I'm not going to go on any kind of rant. The main point is that the format was really fun. That's the main takeaway from this video. What do you think? Let me know your experience with the N and R Festival, what deck you played, whether you enjoyed it or not, blah, blah, blah. Gonna be uploading the in real life rare only deck. You can see how we did at locals with that tomorrow at 6 p.m. So yeah, thanks for watching. Drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you then.
Slow down. Fireplace, do you